If nothing is working, then this video is for you. The people who benefited from the version of you now, who cannot benefit from the version that you're becoming, are the people that are going to have a problem with your new identity. Welcome back, Rich Lifers. It has been almost a month since I made my last video, and since then, I have been navigating this intense shedding. I sent out an email to my community, the Rich Life Collective, earlier this week. Like, I was gonna throw all of this shit away. Like, I'm just gonna burn it all down because nothing's working, right? And so, if nothing is working, then this video is for you. And it's for you because you have been living outside of your purpose. And I realized, so there was a video, and I'm gonna drop the TikTok video in the description because the video came up today and it resonated with what I wanted to talk about. And this particular creator, she was sharing about how birds are creation and planes are constructed, but both were designed to fly. Birds through nature and birds through construct, and construction. And so the construction is built to perform, and the creation is just in and on purpose. It has no expectations except to be what it was created for. And so in this now moment, when you are choosing to grow and you're shifting your identity, there's going to be a magnifying mirror on all of the different fragments and fractures in your present identity in order for you to get to the next version of who you are. I got my little notes down here so I could read that. So, how to meet the version of yourself you are becoming looks like loving the version you are now. It looks like really getting deep into where you are in this now moment. How did you get here? Having the tough and rough conversation with yourself. It's going to require you to become so interested in yourself that nothing else in this world matters except for you, because everything in this world is moving and operating as it should. The ugliness and the beauty, the chaos and the peace, everything is moving symbiotically as it should. And your responsibility, Divine One, is learning how to navigate through that. It's learning what is your flow. If you're going to pull yourself out the rat race, in order to do so effectively, you have to understand that first, you are in a rat race. Two, you've chosen to be in the rat race as long as you have. And three, you're the only one that's going to save you. You're the only one that's going to pull you out. Why? Because you have chosen to open your eyes. You understand that your participation in this rat race, that's what we're calling it, right? Your participation is essential to its running, but also your withdrawal is essential to its running. And it's going to just keep recalibrating. So if systems are going to keep recalibrating, then guess what? We as individuals on our individualized paths and journeys must continue to recalibrate. And so what I had learned and why this video resonated with me was because of the epiphany that I got earlier this week, which was I was operating in certain boundaries that I created for myself that I necessarily never agreed to. And so if you look at some of my earlier YouTube videos, I'm just flowing. I feel led to come on and I talk and I make a video and it's boom. And that was my growth. But then as I was growing, I felt like, okay, maybe this is not how I'm supposed to be growing. And this was at a time where the content creation was booming. And what I know now is everybody was selling a course of how to sell a course, and everybody was selling a course of how to be viral, and everybody was selling the how, but they weren't delivering value. The value that they said they were delivering was what do you say? Like a cookie cutter press type thing. And so I remember not being able to have the type of edits and content, like that shit was so draining. And so now then you'll see some of my videos which are edited and have all these words and have all these things. And what you realize is the trends are going to keep changing. The trends are going to keep changing. The ideas are going to keep changing. The how-tos are going to keep changing. But all I wanted to do, y'all, is just show up and pour love into the collective. Show up and pour pour my wisdom and share my insight with the collective. That's all I ever wanted to do. That's all I enjoy doing. I thrive in it. It's my zone of genius. It's to sit here and talk to you and tell you how amazing you are, tell you how amazing you're going to be, and to walk alongside you on this journey. This journey of sovereignty, this journey of mastery, this journey of becoming the more of who you are. And so to become the next version of yourself, it looks like your identity is shifting. And I said this earlier to people, that people are going to benefit from the version of you that you are now. The people who benefited from the version of you now, who cannot benefit from the version that you're becoming, are the people that are going to have a problem with your new identity, your new becoming. And it is your responsibility to continue growing and becoming so that you can weed out the people that no longer have value in your life, in your reality. Now, when it comes to boundaries, right, there's all these videos about boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Boundaries are for you and never for others. Boundaries are for you and never for others. Boundaries are for you and never for others. Why are boundaries for us and never for others? Because it tells us how to respond. It tells us how to engage. It tells us how to move. It tells us how to speak. It guides us on our specific journey, right? And so I was telling people, laws are for the lawless, right? But the universal laws are for us all. If there were no bounds in the universe, right? If there were no laws guiding and structure us, chaos would be ensued throughout the cosmos. But everything has structure and everything has order due to the universal laws. And so if the universe itself is governed, we ourselves must be governed, right? If the universe in itself is governed, we ourselves must be governed. And when you're governing yourself from the identity of the life that you desire to live. And so that's where the embodiment comes from. And so if the version of you who is maybe has their own business or has that promotion, or what did they do to get there? What continued pattern did they commit to that allowed them to get there from where you are in this now moment? Not shaming the person that you are in this now moment, because that version of you is thanking the version that you are now for showing up in the ways that are needed for them to exist. So sometimes in my meditation, my future self, my higher self, she's thanking me. She's like, thank you for doing this. Because if I didn't do what I was doing or what I'm choosing to do, even right now, showing up on this video, like, you can't see, I have all the nerves. I have all the jitters because I'm like, Amber, you're just going to do it. And I was like, oh, do I have to have an outline? Oh, do I have to have a script? Like, I tried all the things, y'all. Trying to have a script, trying to have this, trying to do that. And I'm like, why is this draining me? And so when you're constructing what your purpose, when you are trying to make your purpose fit how everyone else has it, and with people telling you, no, you should only do this, or no, you should only do that, or do all the things, or do the one thing, but it's not something that your higher self has been leading you on or has been guiding you on, you are abandoning yourself. One of the things that I wrote down that I wanted to say is, and I shared this on my threads, comparison is an act of self-abandonment. Comparison is an act of self-abandonment. And it's these small, minute things that you might see where they should serve as divine reminders for where you're going and where you're traveling to, right? Quantumly. But sometimes they discourage you. Sometimes you find yourself like, what about me? And I keep hearing that Dream Girl song, like, what about me? Like FEC, like, what about me? What about me? And when you do that, you abandon yourself and you get away from your specific purpose. The goal is neutrality. The goal is not I don't give a F. It's neutrality. It's showing up for yourself. It's showing up and saying, hey, this resonates with me. Wow, I love how that person is in purpose in their life and reality. And guess what? Maybe they're not. Maybe they are performing, but it's not for you to judge or assess. It's not for me to judge or assess. It's not for any of us to show up and decide who's actually doing what they came here to do. It's for us to be here and decide that this is what we came to do. I'm so happy to be back, y'all. Like in the email that I shared with the Rich Life Collective was, I almost threw all this shit away. And I was telling my sister friend, I'm like, I wrote that email from my heart, not from my structured calendar, not from this. And I don't know if y'all remember when it was the planner era. And some of y'all planner girls, I love it for y'all. But me, a planner, no. I just need to have the date, the time, where I'm supposed to be on my calendar. That's what works for me. But getting down to the details, like I tried it, y'all. I tried to get all the cute planners with the stickers and the organizers and the writing and the this. And it just, I was betraying myself. I was putting myself in a psyche confirmation burp that didn't prove, it just stagnated me. It caused me to get into my analytical mind. It caused me to overthink so many things. And so then when you compare yourself, you're like, okay, well, this spiritual person is doing it like this. Mind you, I'm very spiritual. I'm analytical. My background is accounting. I'm very creative. I have a cosmetology license. I worked in corporate America. I owned and own a metaphysical store. I am a public speaker, a public figure, a mother. I'm all these things in the real world, and you're in a world where they're telling you you can only be one thing. What do you want to be when you grow up? And I had to tell people, stop asking kids, what do they want to be when they want to grow up? Because my answer is all the things. I was laughing with my mom and my girls the other day, and I was like, Ma, you remember when I said I wanted to be a garbage woman? I wanted to drive the garbage trucks. The garbage truck. I feel like I was like 15 or 16. She's like, what? Like I wanted to be all the things. And so we live in an era where society tells you what you can and cannot do, what you should and should not do. And then you get overwhelmed with the cans and the cannots, the shoulds and the should nots, when really you should just be on purpose. And your purpose is not going to look like my purpose. My purpose is not meant to look like your purpose. My YouTube videos are not going to look like the next creator's YouTube videos. I don't have the aesthetic. And that was something else that I wrote in the email, that the aesthetic that's there, that I see, I admire it. My aesthetic are tapestries and candles and green walls and vibrant colors and earth tones, minimalistic, not too much. But in a world where they say you have to have the neutrals and you have to have the grays and the whites and this, wow, I got a crate, like a little gray couch back there, right? But or it has to be pristine and you have to have your nails like the little Frenchies, and you have to have the long curved C square nails. All these things are being pumped into you. You're being influenced. You're being told who you should be and how you should show up, when the truth is, all I'm here to do, what the Rich Life Collective is all about, is reminding you to show up as your full authentic self. That's it. Whatever that looks like for you. When I created the Identity Fracture Finder, I didn't just want a freebie. I wanted an offering where people could sit with themselves and see and identify, where have I abandoned myself? Where do I need to return home to myself? Where do I need to give myself a little extra love? And that's why I had to go through that whole shedding where I'm throwing all of this away. Because I realized my digital products and stuff started to be like, oh, from these, I had to scrap that whole mind. And there's a book that I'm reading right now called The Last Word on Power. And so I was on a podcast a few weeks ago, and that should be coming out in May, April or May, he said. But I'm gonna, I have another call with him. But that particular book, it stretched me because it talked about your winning strategy and the things that got you this far in life. What got you this far in life is not what's going to keep you going for the rest of your life. It was to get you to this moment. And so now to get to the next moment, you have to create the new responses, the new ways of being, the new ways of showing up for yourself so that you can get to where you need to grow to. Y'all, how to meet the version of yourself you're becoming is one moment at a time, one choice at a time. But it starts with the undergirding decision that you're like, yo, I'm going to live in and on purpose. You get to live in and on purpose. You get to be paid for being in and on purpose. You get to have a life of freedom, whatever that looks like. It doesn't matter if you choose to be in corporate, you choose to be in retail, you choose to be an entrepreneur, you choose to be in ministry, you choose to do whatever you want. Is it your purpose? Is it your fulfillment? Are you fulfilled within yourself? Learning about myself also looked like, yo, I'm a direct person. I'm so direct, and I used to be stressed about it. I'm like, yo, like why? Like why am I all the like what's up, what's up, what's up? But this is who I came to be. And instead of reprimanding yourself for who you are, it's time for you to embrace the more of who you are. It's time for you to love the parts of yourself that you said wasn't good enough based on what society has said. It's time for you to come home to yourself. It's time for you to call all of your energy back to yourself, because that I don't give a fuck attitude, it ain't it. That I don't give a fuck attitude says that you are still giving your pieces of yourself away to the world. You're saying this is impacting me like this, so I don't give a fuck. But when you have neutrality and you're like, it is what it is, all things must be. All things must be. Does this serve me? If it doesn't serve me, I release it to who it does serve. I call all aspects of me home. I deserve to be whole. I am whole. I am already whole. I am enough. In the identity fracture finder, what I told the collective is not about something being wrong with you. It's about knowing that you're whole, right? Because in yin and yang, in the yin and the yang, it is dark and light. And in both darkness and light, there's some of the other. So I'm light filled, right? I'm on light filled, right? But don't get me angry. I tell people all the time, I don't like being angry. Please don't upset me. For your benefit. For your benefit. Don't get me angry. Right? And so I even tell my collective, like when I'm having sessions, I'm like, you should make friends with your demons. Make friends with your shadows. Oftentimes we want the light to disperse, but life is about integration. It's about bringing all the pieces of you, all the fractured aspects of you, bringing them together and knowing that you already whole, that this makes up for who you are. When I think about my life as a youngster, right? When I was a youngster, and I think about like growing up in the inner city, while I was growing up middle class, like lower middle class, whatever, I still was proximate to the inner city. I was still proximate to certain experiences. And as a result, I had these a multifaceted world. So I had the street smarts and I had the book smarts, and I benefited from both. And that has helped me to grow into this world. That has helped me to meet this version that I am in this now moment. And while it's not going to carry me into the next identity that I'm going to, because it's this identity that I am in this now moment that's going to carry me to where I am. And it's not for me to not remember that version of myself, but also understanding that everything is a lesson of becoming. 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 All right, Rich Life Collective. I said I was just going to jump on here and make a quick video. If you haven't already, make sure you join the Rich Life Collective by going to arichbook.com, joining my email list, getting that freebie, the free. I said I won't call it a freebie, but it's the Identity Fracture Finder. Just to see what aspect of yourself, how are you showing up? Are you showing up as the lost self? Are you showing up as the people-pleasing self? What is it that you need to find out? Y'all, I love you, love you, love you. The Rich Life Digital Library is being revamped. I'm so happy for it. I'm so happy for where I am in this now moment, who I'm becoming. Ooh, I can't believe I just made my new YouTube video in this new identity. I love y'all, and I'll catch you on the next one.